Hi everyone. Hello everybody. Happy Sunday. Think about that for a second. Happy Sunday everyone. Hello friends. I'm back and now I'm in the studio. We'll wait as always for a few moments for everyone to join in. Hope everybody is having a nice relaxing Sunday. Hi, Karen. Hi, Marlene. Hi, Mimi. Hi, the Nifty Scrapbooker. How are you? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's late afternoon now. Hi, everyone. Hi. All right. So today I am going to be snowy Ohio. It's not snowy here yet, but it's supposed to get snowy. Today, I am going to be showing you how to use one die 3 different ways. And the die that we're going to be using today just so happens to be the free gift that ends at midnight tonight. And this is the standalone die that is the stocking. So this is the stocking standalone die. It's really pretty, very intricate. It may be a little bit, I don't want to say that it would be something that would be intimidating, but it would be something that when you're using it, you may say, I need some ideas. So that's what I'm here today to provide. So let's head down to the desk and take a look at the die that I am talking about. So this is the standalone standalone stocking die. It does come with 2 pieces. If you look at the back of any of our standalone die packaging, you'll see just how it is going to cut out and just, what it looks like. And the 2 pieces are an outer piece. So there's 99.9% of our dies come with a shadow. So there is the shadow piece, and then there is, of course, the very pretty, intricate inside piece. Oh, good, Ellen. So you get these 2 pieces. And again, always it's going to show you on the packaging what the, hi Kathy, what the piece looks like when it's supposed to, oh my goodness, my CZ design is here. I'll make sure that I pull out all the stops. Hi Kathy. I have to make sure I pull out all the stops. So this is the packaging, so you know exactly where it goes right back on. So the very first, so there's 3 things that I'm going to show you how to do. So you are going to learn in this live how to use this die to create a gift tag. You're going to use this die to create a regular everyday card. And then we're also going to use this die to create something extra, very, very extra special that I think is going to blow your mind when you see what we can create with it. But that one is going to be the one that we save for last because, I mean, duh. We have to save the best for last. So, but they're all, I think, the best. So the first thing you're going to need to create a very, very simple gift tag is you're going to grab some of the Brutus Monroe sequin sheets. A lot of people ask us what the sequin sheets are, and I'm here to tell you that it is just that. This is what our sequins look like before they become sequins. And to tell you the truth, this is what our glitter looks like before it becomes glitter. So the way that this works, hi Vanessa, hi Mama, hi Robin. So the way that this works is this runs through a real fancy machine. That real fancy machine cuts out the sequins from this strip, or it runs through a real fancy machine and it grinds it up into almost nothing, and that's how it becomes glitter. So we spoke to our manufacturer, and we said, hello manufacturer, can we have that in its raw form? And they said, you want rolls of sequin sequin product before it becomes a sequin or glitter? And I said, yeah, I think that would be a really, really cool product. So it comes to us on a giant roll, and we cut it down here at Brutus Monroe. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a sheet of this. This one just so happens to be called the red, I believe it's Red Box. I'm pretty sure it's called Red Box. You'll have to, or Red Cube, I can't remember the exact name. We have all sorts of different colors of it. And it's a perfect thickness for die cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my outermost die and I'm going to grab our Brutus Monroe rainbow tape. I mean, how fun is this? I'm going to grab our Brutus Monroe rainbow tape, and we're just going to position our die right on this like so. And grab another piece of the rainbow tape. Now, my rainbow tape has withered down to not a rainbow, but when you get yours, it's a full rainbow. And then we're going to run this through the die cut machine. Now, as most of you know, but if you are new here, I never run anything through the die cut machine directly on the live because, or directly on the table, because things can get kind of wonkalicious very, very quickly. So now, when you pull it out of the, so here's what happens, because it's, you know, perfect for die cutting. What happens is when you pull this out, look at how beautifully it die cuts. I mean, it's insane how beautifully this die cuts. So there is your stocking piece. And imagine this on like a Christmas tree, or on, you know, on a wreath, or, you know, I mean, just the flashiness of it. And just think about all the dies that you already have. We have this in a clear that looks like broken glass, gorgeous with snowflakes. I mean, absolutely stunning. And remember, we do right onto your whatever cardstock you're using, and it makes your life much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and again just place this guy ever so meticulously. Hopefully he will fit, because I didn't prepare another sheet. You lost sound. Does everyone else still have sound? Does everybody else still have sound? Did you miss everything that I just said? Did everybody miss everything I just said? So I am using this, this piece of paper is actually from our Pumpkin Patch paper pad. That's all I said, is this is from the Pumpkin Patch paper pad. And I just said use this when Pumpkin Patch season is up. Because why not? It's glittery, it's plaid, and it checks all the boxes, so to speak, for what we're doing here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to pop this out. And I know that all of you are going to be mad at me because I'm throwing this piece away, but I know that there are so many of you out there that could use that piece to its fullest potential. I am not that person. After years and years of saving tiny little scraps, I am reformed, and I do not save the tiny, tiny little scraps anymore. So I'm going to use my tool-in-one for the purpose of scrubbing out all of these little tiny pieces. And that's going to make life much easier. Oh, quick tip for the tool-in-one. There's been several of you that have reached out since you've purchased the tool-in-one, and you get real nervous, and I understand why. Real nervous about this pokey piece that is at the end of the tool-in-one. So I have a quick and easy solution for you. So this pokey piece, there's a pokey piece, see this, it's very sharp, that goes into the tool-in-one like so. And then you can use it to poke out all of your little pieces that you can't get out. Everyone gets real nervous about this piece being exposed. Just flip it around. So all you have to do is take it, pop it inside of there, and when you need it, you just pull it out so that you don't have to worry about, because it's the little bumps that are on it work the exact same way as if you were using it, I don't know what the correct term would be, but the little bumps on it work the exact same way backwards as they do forwards. So there's a little bump in here that grabs, kind of like how when you are extending an umbrella, it grabs. So that's not going to go all the way in there. So now you can protect yourself and not worry about that piece sticking out. I don't know, that may be something that everybody knows and everybody has been doing it forever, but something that I love and that I've been doing for a while that really, you know, has helped me. So I'm going to go ahead and pop all these pieces out. And some of the pieces may not pop out completely, but that's okay. It will whenever you remove the backer sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the backer sheet and show you just what I mean. So you're going to pull off your backer piece here. Easy peasy. And see how all of those pieces grab? So 99.9% of the pieces that didn't pop out will pop out on that backer sheet. Now there are a couple of little pieces that didn't, just grab them. No big deal. It's just you. Oh, well, unless you're me, then it's, you know, thousands of people that will eventually see this video, so if pieces don't pop out. But when it's just you in your craft space, you don't have to worry, because if a couple pieces stay stuck inside of there, you don't have to worry about it. You just pop them out and you're good to go. Sometimes I'll just place my finger and it will grab all of the extra little pieces. Don't worry about this losing its tackiness. I promise you it is very, very, very tacky. And then just turn it around. Make sure you grabbed all of your little pieces. Let's see. It looks like I got all of them. Let's flip it over and double check. Check, check, check. Oh, missed one. So let's grab that last little piece. And bingo. Got all the pieces out. So now all you'll do is just take your backer piece, line everything up. Again, this isn't, it isn't a race. So just line up all of your pieces to the best of your ability. It is a pretty decent shadow. I'm going to start actually at the toe. It's a really decent offset, so you don't have to worry about, you know, messing anything up. And there you go. Place it down, give it a quick little burnish. Pop a little hole in the side here. This circle here is probably the perfect place for you to hole punch. And now look at that beautiful gift tag. Then what you can do is cut this out again on a piece of white, flip it over, and then you have your little tag to use for your gifts. And now I made one earlier because I think I really do. I know that, you know, there's a lot of folks that go live that, you know, make all these things and they get tossed into a bin and they never use them. But I'm like, I really think that I am going to use this for my, I mean, how beautiful is this going to be hanging on a gift? The gift doesn't even have to be wrapped beautifully. Wrap it with craft paper. Get the cheap craft paper. Get the cheap craft paper from the Dollar Tree, and then just pop this beautiful, beautiful tag right on there. I mean, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I just think it's absolutely stunning. So that is number one. The first thing that you can, oh my goodness, Kathy. The first thing that you can do with your extra special sequin paper. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make a card. So we're going to make a card, but we are also going to use, because duh, some of the most beautiful stuff ever created. And I mean, I'm going to be as modest as I can, but it's hard when you have products like this with ThermoWeb. This is one of my transfer sheets. It's called Silver Sketch from ThermoWeb. I mean, the camera is not going to do it justice, but my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It is one of the most beautiful foils out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut down a piece of alabaster cardstock. And this piece of alabaster cardstock, we're going to cut right in the center. So we're going to cut it to, oh, that's not the center, Christopher, 4 1/4. Because that will fit. These dies were designed to fit perfectly on a piece of cardstock like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my piece here. I'm going to grab the handy dandy, this is the Brutus Monroe Fold and Score bone folder tool. This bone folder tool, if you don't have it, I developed this bone folder because it's ginormous. So I needed a, I always talk about my big crafty man hands, that, things aren't designed for big crafty man hands in our industry. So I needed a bone folder that felt like it was gonna fold. And that is why I developed this one. So I'm just gonna take my paper trimmer. I do this all the time to go ahead and score something. Makes it really, really simple. Makes your life easier. You can get out the scoreboard. You can get out all of the different tricks and things like that, tricks and treats, so to speak. But I just use my paper trimmer when I'm doing something like this. Fold that like so, and then you're going to grab your ornament, and you're going to place it. Grab your rainbow tape. You're going to place it so that this is just ever so slightly, can you see that? Ever so slightly off of the top there, okay? Then you're gonna grab your rainbow tape, the best, my favorite. And now remember, rainbow tape it's a Post-it tape. That's literally what it is. So rainbow tape is not meant to stick this to something forever. We get emails all the time from folks saying, oh my goodness, my rainbow tape, it didn't. No. The rainbow tape was not developed to hold something forever to your project. The rainbow tape was very simply developed so that it can very, very quickly put your dies where your dies need to be when you're cutting things out. So let's go ahead and pop that, and you'll see how the rainbow tape just so simply peels right off. Not a problem in the world. Right off. And then when we pop this out, guess what? We have a card. Looky. Just as simple as that. Isn't that just one of the greatest things you ever saw? So now we have a card. So what we're going to do for this card is we need to add a little bit of color to it. Because what I'm fixing to do, there's my, I was supposed to be born in the South coming out. What I'm fixing to do is I am fixing to go ahead and add some foil to the top of this. So when we add the foil to the top of it, you're going to see we need a little bit of oomph in the background, but the oomph in the background does not need to be red paper, so to speak. I hope that makes sense, everybody. We want to add a little dimension. We want a little bit of life added to this little stocking. So I am using the Brutus Monroe blending mat. This is not available yet. It is coming very, very soon, and it is such a good price, but it's not available yet. So this is the Brutus Monroe blending mat. It's a dream come true. I absolutely love it. All right, so we're gonna just take our little stocking here. Gonna grab some of the Simon Hurley. This is called Love Struck. It's one of, I think, his newer colors. And we're just gonna start adding some color. Don't worry if you have some striations or some different little lines in it from where you die cut. It's not gonna be a big deal. It will not hurt anything. It's not gonna be not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and just add some color ever so gingerly. And we want to kind of stay down here towards the bottom of the stocking because, the top of your stocking can be red too. This is a judgment-free zone. You can do whatever you would like to the top of your stocking, but I'm going to keep mine white. It's going to just be a more traditional type stocking. And I'm going to go ahead and just blend that color in. So now we can see it's really, it's turning into a stocking, right? So we're going to go ahead and just keep blending. And just get that, just the right amount of red that we want. Okay. And there we go. I think that looks great. Remove our blending mat. And then we're going to grab a heat tool. Now, a tip we're just full of tips today. Another tip that I'll give you is the Simon Hurley ink is a water-based reactive ink. Now, there are lots of water-based reactive inks that are out there on the market, and I would say that most of them are going to behave in this exact same way. Only because there's really not, there's only one, there's two recipes for the best soda or pop in the world, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Both of those are very, very similar at the base. So when there comes to a water reactive dye-based ink, there's probably no more than 2 recipes, and they're going to react the same way. Now, you'll have a preference to whether or not you like Coke or Pepsi, but they all start at the same place. So with these water reactive dye-based inks, they all do not like adhesive when they're wet or when they are not completely dry. So this is not completely dry right now. It's not even close to completely dry, but someone came up with the heat tool. So since that someone came up with the heat tool, we're going to go ahead and we are going to heat this up to make sure that it's completely dry. Because I promise you, if you try to put adhesive on this right away, any type of adhesive, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's tissue tape, whether it's coverall adhesive, any adhesive that you try to pop on here right away, it's not going to happen. I promise you. Believe me, take it from me. I've tried to stick things to this a million times, and then I realized that it needs to be dry. Now, that's probably true for any ink that's out there, but if you have a fast drying ink that you don't have to worry about whenever you are blending on top of it, that's it's no big deal. But I promise you, if you have a dye-based water reactive ink, you have to make sure that it is 100% dry before you even attempt to put any adhesive on top of it. Now, remember that that's, there are lots of folks that when they make products, whenever they create, they want to pop that adhesive on top very, very quickly. I'm one of them. Guilty as charged. But the thing is, just dry it. Just make sure that it's dry, because you'll find if your cards are falling apart or there's some sort of other issue with your cards, that's it. That's it. That's the reason that is happening. So now I'm going to take a sheet of coverall adhesive. I'm not doing anything spectacular or anything special with this. It's just the coverall adhesive, no backer, no nothing. And I'm going to run my stocking through that as well. Now, you can't use the rainbow tape with the coverall adhesive because this has a release sheet. In this release sheet, you're not going to be able to stick anything to it. So we're going to run this through my die cutting machine. Hi Trudy, hey Christopher, how are you? Ready for a trip to NYC? I so want to go for Christmas one year. We just got back. We literally just got back from New York City. I think last weekend is when we got back. I think. Was it last weekend? I think so. All right, so I cut out my stocking. And now I'm just going to knock out all of these little pieces. Now, you will have to work a little bit more diligently at knocking out the pieces when you use like the coverall adhesive, because it's going to want to stick. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. It's going to want to stick in there. It's going to want to stick into all the little grooves and crevices, and having one of these tool, what is this called? Tool-in-one brushes is really going to save the day for you. And then plus, when you hear that clacking and banging around, that's really that works too. Just beat the heck out of it, and that'll help you out as well. All right, it was actually perfect when we were there. It was beautiful. All right, so this is now our cover all adhesified piece. Let's take out all of our other little pieces here. Really easy. The coverall adhesive is just an absolute dream when it comes to these intricate cuts. And when you see what we're fixing to do, it's really, really, really cool. So we're going to go ahead and grab all these little pieces out. They fall out pretty easily. There are some kind of intricate pieces, but that's what we want, right? Because that's what makes it look like it's, handmade, right? So, hi Maria. So we're going to pop out this last, did I get the last one? I sure did. So now we are going to remove this backer piece, but we want to remove this piece first. So you'll grab your little pokey tool, or if you have fingernails, unlike me, not like nubby, crafty man hands, you will be able to peel off this backer piece. I hope everyone's having a really good day. I'm so excited that I could hang out with all of you today. Sorry, you know, when I get quiet, I'm focusing on pulling off adhesive. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're just going to place this right on top. Now I can already tell that I messed up a little bit of the adhesive, but that's okay, because whoever receives this is going to love it anyway. You don't want to pull off your adhesive too quickly. That's the trick. But okay, so now you can see we have all of this placed down. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, it is really cool, huh? All right, so now place everything down. And do not peel this off yet. I know you're going to want to, because I'm itching to peel it off as well. So then you are going to grab your foil. Okay. And your rotary tool. Remember, we sell these really, really inexpensive small rotary tools at Brutus Monroe. The reason we sell them is for this, because it will make your foiling a dream. I promise you. And then what we'll do is we'll peel this piece off. Everything should be adhesified. And you'll see I have one minor little indiscretion right here, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to peel off this little piece right here so that it looks like that's what it's supposed to be. But if this happens to you, you could do the same thing. Remember, we're live. And this isn't a cooking show. I don't have a finished meatloaf to show you. So that's just how it is. Okay, so now now this is one of my favorite ways to use foil because you don't have to fuss with it. You're just gonna, now when you're using deco foil, it's always pretty side up. Deco foil always will have a dull, kind of a duller side, like almost like a matte side. And now, burnish, 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 and gentle. This isn't like a Band-Aid. You don't want to, because I promise you, take it from me, I have attempted on multiple times to, not going to happen. So, go ahead and peel ever so gently. And we're going to add a little bit more right to our little area that didn't get completely foiled. And now take a look at this, my friends. Look at how beautiful this card is. Now, of course, you could just go ahead, add yourself a quick and easy sentiment at the top, and it's just going to be just that easy. But look at how gorgeous. And now we've made this into a card. So now this is a card, and we have a beautiful little tag. So give them this, and these will fit into a slimline, mini slimline envelope. So we have this one, we have this one, but now, are you all ready for the grand finale? I know I feel like we have gone through two things so quickly, but it's just that simple. It's that easy. You get just one die that happens to be a free gift today. We also have 4 other dies that match the same style, and you're off to the races. So now, this is what I'm going to call the piece de resistance. At Brutus Monroe, we have something that is so cool that I can't get enough of it, and just restocked it this morning because I can't get enough of it. Now, this is the Brutus Monroe shrink film. This is our matte shrink film. We did away with the clear shrink film because it really didn't make sense for card makers or for card makers or anyone else within our industry. So we just went with the matte shrink film. Now, this shrink film is very, very special, and I'll tell you why it's very special. When you order shrink film like this from like Amazon or any of those other vendors that are out there, that shrink film is actually created for you to use with like, it's like for children to use. So it is very, very thick. It is extremely, extremely rigid, and it's not something that you would use for die cutting. Ours, we found, and I scoured to get the perfect shrink film for die cutting, and we found it. So this is it. You get 10 sheets. They're 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and it is just an absolute dream. So are you picking up what I'm throwing down? So we're going to grab ourselves a piece of shrink film, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take an alcohol marker, okay? This just happens to be a Spectrum Noir DR6. It's just your everyday run-of-the-mill alcohol marker, and I'm just going to color an area that we're going to put our stock in. Okay? Just make sure that it fits. And it does. Now, this is something that I think you will really, really enjoy if you have any little ones to impress. And I have two little ones that I love very, very dearly. Hi, Anna. I love very dearly my Scoozy and my Mini Scoozy. So Scoozy is Joey, my nephew, and Mini Scoozy, who came second, is my beautiful niece, Emma. And I call Joey Scoozy. Most of you know the story, but I call him Scoozy. Oh, and this is already dry. I call him Scoozy because when he was little, he would say, excuse me, but couldn't say excuse me. So he would say Scoozy, and so I've called him Scoozy ever since. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, again, our rainbow tape, put this in. Now, y'all, when you see how this die cuts. So what I was getting at, before I sidetracked myself, is they have little Christmas trees in their rooms. And their little Christmas trees are the cutest thing in the entire world. But as most of you know that have been around a little Christmas tree, they don't, big ornaments, big giant ornaments don't work with mini Christmas trees, right? I mean, mini Christmas trees were not built for big, big ornaments. Look at that. Fell right out. So what you're going to do is you are going to pop this out, and you are going to have a date. Now, again, you don't have to have a little niece or nephew to enjoy this. I mean, I personally enjoy this, you know, creating this by myself. But you'll see that all these little pieces will just so effortlessly pop right out of here. Now, you're going to have to give them a little bit of help because you are cutting through, you know, a plastic substrate. So grab my giant garbage can here and just pop these pieces out. And, oh, I accidentally pulled off some of the color whenever I was with the tape, but that's okay. It's not going to be a big deal. And you're going to go ahead and just pop all of these pieces out. Now, I will tell you that if you do not color it, which is how I did the demo prep for today, you will not have to worry about you won't have to worry about it not just falling out. You won't have to pick the pieces. There's something about the alcohol ink that kind of holds the pieces in, which could be a good thing depending on what you're doing with it. And again, we're going to pop out all the rest of our pieces. This is the, you know, the most difficult part, I guess you would say, about watching a demo with die cutting, because getting all the pieces out sometimes can be tricky, but for me, it's kind of therapeutic. I love when I watch so many people, Kathy Zilski, CZ Designs, who is here right now, is one of them that I watch pretty religiously, and I love when she die cuts and pulls the pieces out because it's very therapeutic to me. All right, so now are y'all ready for the magic to happen? I told you I saved the best for last, right? So let's move this guy over here and let's get to go. And so there are two things that I want you to know before we do this. There are two very important things that you need to know. You need a pick, some sort of a pick. So it can be this. You do not want to use, there are lots of folks out there, and I love this trick. There are lots of folks out there that will use a clothespin when they're embossing. That's great for embossing. It's a brilliant trick, but don't use it for this. You need something that's going to hold down just a small area. You also need an acrylic block or an old die plate, or, you know, die cutting plate, because you'll see we're going to press this down as soon as it's done. The third thing, I know I said there was only two, but the third thing isn't really a tip, but I need for you, when you're using the shrink film, to not freak out, because you're going to see when I apply the heat tool to this, which is crazy. You can use a heat tool with our shrink film. You do not have to use an oven, but when you start shrinking, you're going to have a minor panic attack because it's going to look like it's not going to work. I promise you guys, it will. It's going to, like, as soon as I start heating this up, you're all going to be like, oh, there goes Christopher's live. He said it was the Big Bang Boozle, and it's, you know, that wasn't the finale we were looking for. I promise it's going to work. So are you all ready? Okay. So grab your little pointer piece or whatever you're using just to hold it down, okay? And start heating. Make sure your heat tool is pretty warm. Okay, and now if it flips over on itself like that, that's okay. Just peel it apart. Just make sure you're not burning your fingers off, but peel it apart. We did get a little bit of red up there at the top, but that's okay. Now you'll hold it down right in the center. And sometimes that will happen. It's not a big deal. Okay, we're going to take our pokey piece out. Hit it with the heat. Okay, and then grab your acrylic block or your tool and pop it right on top of there. Okay, pop it right on top. Pop it, pop it, pop it. And then you only have to hold it for a couple of seconds. That's it, just a couple of seconds. And voila. Now, I don't happen to have an alcohol swab here with me, but you could just take an alcohol swab and you can actually take this red right off because it's just an alcohol marker. But take a look at that. Look at how intricate and detailed that is. Now, I know y'all are just like me, and you can probably think of about 10 million things that you can do with your dies and with your with the shrink film. Now again, just get an alcohol swab, get a little bit of nail polish remover, whatever you would like, and just, you know, you could just take this top piece off. It's not really that big of a deal. But so now I want you, just for giggles, I want you to see what size it starts at. So this is our tag that we just did, and here is our mini ornament. So it shrinks down pretty substantially, but now we just did this with, we did this with an intricate die, obviously. So this is the one that I did earlier that's just white. So if you have like a little tree that is you have like just a regular green mini tree, take these and just, hang them. You just made an ornament out of a die that you have, that's maybe been sitting around for a while. But the intricacy that you get with this shrink film, it's the best shrink film out there. I promise you. It's just, don't try this with any other shrink film. I promise you, I have, and it just doesn't work. That's why we had to have our own shrink film, or else I'd be saying, head on over to Amazon and grab that shrink film, and you'll be good. I think the brand name of it normally is Shrinky Dinks, is what's sold on like Amazon. So that is the super simple, super easy way to create that. Now, obviously, you can also do this, the shrink film technique, with things that aren't what's the word I'm looking for? That are not die cut super intricately. So I'll show you very quickly. that you can take just a regular everyday, we'll take the outside stocking piece. Let me grab my cutting plate. Oopsies, I used the wrong cutting plate, but that's okay. So you can take just the outer piece, like so, and then it will work in the oven, yes. It will absolutely work in the oven. Sure will, 100%. Without an issue at all. And now what you can do is you can take a stamp. So I'm going to take one of my stamps that I designed with my dear friends at Unity. Unity is a wonderful stamp company. They do all of my rubber stamps. And I'm going to pop it in the Misty. Pop our little stocking in the Misty. We'll grab a little tinge of adhesive so that it doesn't move around, but I'll show you how you can stamp it. So grab a little bit of adhesive for the back and figure out where I put the pokey tool. Did anybody see where I put it? Anyone watching? Did anybody see where I put the pokey tool? I had to have set it somewhere. All right. And now, place this on here. I have a secondary backup just in case, but I don't know where I put it. I didn't put it away. Okay, so now we're just going to take this stamp, and it's going to stamp all over the whole thing. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. And this just happens to be my, this is my lace stamp with Unity. Plastic bakery boxes that are either stamped or... Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Uh-oh. My stamp is a little bit wonky. It's a little bit off course, so let's go ahead and stamp this up again. And luckily with the shrink film, before it dries, you can go right on in and wipe it off. So we're just going to wipe this off. But it is permanent once it, and I am using the Brutus or No Detail ink. No sound. Does anybody else have sound? Does everyone else have sound? And we're just going to hit this. You should only need to hit it once with the ink because it will transfer very easily. I don't know where I put that pokey tool. We're going to let it sit there for just a moment. I know, I just had it. All right, so now we lift. And look at that. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to very gently lift up on our piece here. We're going to have to use the other pokey tool because I have no idea where my Tim Holtz one just went. It's that quick. That quick that it could go missing. So we're going to peel this off of here and wait until you see how beautifully and intricate this lace will become. All right. So we'll hold this one down right here at the toe and we'll start heating her up. right. And then you will grab your acrylic block and pop it down. Pop it down. Oh, found it. Pop it down. It was by the die cutting machine. And then, usually it's cool enough to handle pretty quickly, but there was adhesive on the back of this one, so I just want to be careful because that adhesive is probably... The adhesive doesn't shrink with it, so you can peel it off very easily. So now, take a look at this lace. It is just absolutely incredible. Look at how perfect... Now, of course, this was live. This was quick. This was bing, bang, boom. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit... It's going to be not as perfect as it can be, but look, I'm going to try to... Beauty Guru. Hold on. Beauty Guru mode. Look at that lace on there. Now, I'm sure, again, that all of you are thinking of about 10 million things that you can do with this technique, and I am here for all of them. I would love to see every single one. So let's recap, shall we? So first, we made this beautiful gift tag. So we used some of the Brutus Monroe. It was the Brutus Monroe sequin sheets. We used them in the Scarlet Square, I believe is what that was called. So we used the Scarlet Square and some of the pumpkin patch plaid paper on top. Oh, and just look at how beautiful that is. I just absolutely love it. Then we made a card with a piece of alabaster Brutus Monroe cardstock, a little bit of Simon Hurley Love Struck die ink, and then we used some coverall adhesive, cut that out, and then placed some of the Brutus Monroe Silver Static. It was the Silver Static foil right on top of there, and we're able to burnish that down. Then last but certainly not least, we used the Brutus Monroe shrink film, and we created 3 very, very cute. Now look at this. We could layer some different things. But we just layered those on, we just stamped this one real quick with the outer piece, and then with this piece, I did a little bit of coloring at the bottom. Again, we unfortunately got a little bit of ink on top because it folded over on itself. Easy fix, just grab an alcohol swab or some nail polish remover, that'll come right off. Really just any rubbing alcohol will take that right off of there. And that was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just remember that we do have the free gift that does end tonight at midnight, and that is the Swirl Stocking Cutting Die. As you can see in the graphic right up above right here, the wonderful, wonderful Michelle Hale used it to create a gift card holder. So there's about 10 million different things that you can do with this particular die. Whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. The dies that coordinate with this particular die are in the Christmas section. So if you go to brutusmonroe.com, go to the very, very top, there is a Christmas tree that is across the header. Click on that Christmas tree and you will see all of those dies. All of those dies that do coordinate, though, I will tell you, they all have the exact same, I'm showing you up here, you're not up there. They all have this same header. They all have this same header. So you'll notice that with 99.9% of the Brutus Monroe products that we design, that is the Brutus Monroe brand, if the header is the same, that means that they are from the same collection. When we'll be announcing your new design team? Nifty Scrapbooker, that I do not know. I don't have an exact answer for you. We have a fantastic team at Brutus Monroe, Michael and Shannon, that do all of that. So I can tell you what the next steps in the process are. So Michael and Shannon will go through. They will read and go over and view the hundreds of applications we've already got. We're so fortunate. So many of you, it's just wonderful how many of you have showed up to be a part of our inspiration team. So the way that works is they will go through all of them. They will weed out anyone that might not be a great fit or might not be, might not be someone that kind of that fits into the I guess the way that the use of our products, I guess you could say, I don't want to say doesn't fit in because everybody fits in at Brutus Monroe, but like let's say for instance someone sends a quilt that's not something that that's not something that obviously would make it through right away. So the deadline to apply is November 19th, so not long after that. Yeah. So Michael and Shannon will go through all the applicants. They pick out the best of the best of the best. Then we'll have a meeting and we'll decide on who is on the new team. And we're very, very excited about the new team. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have so many exciting things coming in 2022, and I'm excited for some of you to be a part of that. So that's everything that I have for you this afternoon. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you had fun. And I hope that you are able to get this free gift. Because this free gift does end at midnight tonight. Again, it is the Stocking Coordinating Die. Or not Coordinating Die, excuse me, Standalone Die. Once it is gone from the free gift, it will obviously just go back to regular price. If you miss it, no biggie. You can go and purchase it later. It's a great value, even if you purchase it even if you purchase it separately, it's still a great value. So thank you all so much for being a part of my life. Thank you all so much for supporting us here at Brutus Monroe. We love you oh so very much and appreciate you. So remember to create something every single day, whether that is your own card, tag, or mini ornament or charm bracelet, depending on the size that you shrink these down to, or your own ending. I love you all so dearly, and I can't wait to create with you again soon.